530 family. I'm Tiffany Eli, and we're here with another segment of 5 Questions with Tiffany. Only this time we have music artist Mr. Carlos McCullers. How are you, Carlos?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm very good. What do you have planned for the holiday?
Just barbecuing and relaxing with family.
That is so good. So tell us a little bit about your story.
Actually, my story began when I was about 18 years old. It was the first opportunity I had to manage an act on a major label. Chris Blackwell, one of the last groups that he signed was a group that some friends that I was working with. I had already had experience I interned at Dick Clark's agency when I was younger. Had some family members that had been in the industry and just learned a lot of the trade at that time. Had an opportunity to work with this group and became one of the youngest managers to have an act on a major label at that time at 18 years old. That was over 28 years ago. And I just never looked back, really. But I continued to persevere with this music, and also while going to school, my godfather, who is known as my father in the industry, people know as my father, but actually Gene Griffin is my godfather biologically, but is my father by heart. Taught me a lot of the game. He was the one who started GR Productions with Teddy Riley and Rex and Effect and this one and that one. The beginning of GR Productions was Gene Griffin and Teddy Riley together. I was able to get a lot of schooling from him over the years, and I just continued to persevere. Had an opportunity to then just to continue to pursue my career and a lot of different by working with a lot of different producers and other artists as well. Took away from becoming an artist at that time back then because I really enjoyed the business side of it more than being on stage. You know, it's always a good feeling to be on stage and to captivate a crowd. But when you can really see the success of your work, come to life, and then that's a much more rewarding feeling. So I just really stuck with the management side and production from there and continued to grow. Mm-hmm. And from there, I had the opportunity to. After working with Gene for many years, we had the opportunity to work with Bobby Brown, Riley, so many different individuals that he had already had that were of A-list caliber. Then I started managing Easy Mo B and became business partners with Easy Mo B and helped him take his production company into a full-service music company. Which he had already formed with B-Mo Easy as a producer, and then we formed B-Mo Easy into a label and management company as well, where I managed Easy Mo B, who produced Biggie Small's demo, Flavor in Your Ear, Bad Boy's first hit, a Grammy for Miles Davis' Dubach Legacy, and so on and so forth. Fed a lot of platinum and gold produced records at that time, working with Mo B. Tupac, Me Against the World, Running from the Police with Tupac, and Biggie, we were able there, as well as going back to Cali and Life After Death, and I Love the Dough and the Life After Death album, and so many others. So from there, after working with Easy Mo B for quite a few years, then moved back to California. I was living in New York at that. I lived in Atlanta, then lived in New York, then I came back to California and continued with music. But at that time, I kind of took a break from music for a while and decided that I used my own background, my educational background, which is economics. And then I got into entertainment marketing, where for the past 10 years, I had been the head of music marketing for Red Bull. Red Bull Energy Drink has a marketing company that handles all of their entertainment and cultural marketing. I head up their music department and help develop so many different music programs within Red Bull's cultural marketing area, such as the Red Bull Studio, Beat Writers, read both big tunes, and at the same time continued to consult. I've also been an interim vice president and president of Death Row Records in the past as well.
Oh, okay. So based off your history, I would consider you something like the OG of the music industry. So how does one stay grounded with all the success that you've had?
Because there's always more to gain. You know, your legacy in music that I intend to continue to build towards. I want it to be timeless. I want to make sure that I'm always looking and helping find that next new talent, as well as driving strong production and true love for music. You know, I think the biggest problem we have is that our youth don't really respect the art form of music, not as many, because it's so easy with this digital age that everyone feels they can just jump in this lane, even if they don't have the natural true talents to be in this lane. And, you know, with a lot of these different programs, you have everyone that emulates sound. The thing is, black music, we innovated sound for generations and generations, and now we seem to be following trends in music. It's a sad thing to see, but there's so much talent that's out there that doesn't get the exposure because they're not doing the commercial turn-up stuff that everyone else is doing. Mm-hmm. But then you do have those cats that are true to their music, that continue to persevere and strive to make incredible next legacy of music upon what they're already building. I say the best way to stay grounded is just to stay focused, you know. Mm-hmm. To have your goals and continue to reach for your goals and continue to set new goals for yourself, you know. Some people can get comfortable, but, you know, I have a legacy with my family that I want to live for generations. I want to build generational wealth, as well as a strong legacy of music that, you know, can be respected for eternity.
Right. So can you compare and contrast the music industry in the past to it now? Like, where do you think the music industry is going?
It's hard to say. I mean, you know, it's always going to grow because we're always going to have musicians, true writers, and the talent. And, you know, the talent is definitely, they have so much access to so many things to research now. To, you know, now that everything is at the tip of your fingers, the research and ability to find new sounds, find different things are there. It's just going to be, it's just based on those who desire to press the envelope. You know, like I say, a lot of people are comfortable in this day and age of digital sound where I can bite sound now. There was a time when producers like Timbaland, Easy Mo B, Timbaland's, Teddy Riley's, you name it. All of them, they all had their own sound. You know, you could tell who did what, you know, by just hearing their sound. You know, you could tell Swiss Beats track by his drums. You could tell a Timbaland track by his drums. You could tell a Pharrell track by his chords. Everyone had their signature sound. It's not the same in this day. You have cats like, no disrespect to DJ Mustard, he's a very talented young man, but all his sounds are borrowed. So it's so right now, turn up. That's why you have nothing but 8 DJ Mustard records on the radio right now. Now, don't get me wrong, Mustard's a young man I respect. He's a very talented producer. And we'll see the growth of Mustard as he starts to make his own sounds. I Mustard as an example because he has so many records on the radio right now that are just killing the airwaves. And it is about sound. But it's about those cats who have their own sound. When you hear it, you know who it is. You know there's a signature in it. Now these kids can go and they can sample this person's sound. So if Mustard or any of these young cats that are winning right now, the J. Coles of the world, the 40s, when they come out with their sound, you see everyone turn around and bite and say, look at Drake. Drake came in the game with a new sound as far as production none of these other cats would have gotten the records that Drake is on. Now, as far as production, they wouldn't have tried before. Now, an amazing writer came with an amazing producer. They had a new sound, and that was their strong impact. I think as people keep pushing their creativity and stop emulating and being more creative, we're going to see a continuous growth, and we're going to see a stronger return in black music, which is suffering right now because of the lack of creativity.
Mm-hmm. So who would you consider to be your inspiration musically and family-wise?
I would say the late Gene Griffin, my godfather and father figure. More than likely my biggest inspiration in music. He was a very knowledgeable man of the industry from every aspect. He made sure that I understood publishing. He made sure that I understood production. He made sure that I understood every angle across, as well as being able to read contracts. He was under the counsel of Joe Katz from Katz Smith and Cohen, who is probably one of the most successful attorneys in the entertainment industry, who taught Gene a lot. Gene then taught me a lot of those things that he learned there, from making me redline contracts when I was 20 years old without the knowledge of the things that were in it, that I had to redline and come back, and I was always put to a test. I was always given new material and information to read on, to further myself and to understand across the board what you need, where you need to be in music. Is a lot of people will get comfortable in one area instead of opening and expanding their mind and continue to educate themselves on the business, which is the most important thing. So I would say Gene Griffin is the most influential person because he always made sure I pressed the envelope as far as understanding the business of music.
Mm-hmm. Now, your life can be extremely chaotic, filled with a lot of stress and anxiety. So what place do you go and that you consider like your place for serenity, the place where you relax and just wind down?
I guess there would be two places. One would be in the studio when no one else is in the room, and I can go into the A room and lay back and play some jazz or just listen to old sounds that I haven't heard in a while, or just digging. I used to say digging the crates, but now it's just surfing the internet. Or even my backyard.
Oh, that's cool. What's so fancy about your backyard?
It's peaceful. A lot of fruit trees. And just, the peace. Living in Southern California, the weather's always decent and nice. So sometimes you're just sitting back, having a glass of wine and just relaxing and enjoying the peace, hearing nature, a lot of the birds and chirping, and it's just peaceful. I live in a quiet community, so.
And it's always something about being at home and being around your family. So I know you're a father. So what things do you encourage your children to do best?
Education. I definitely inspire them to do anything that they believe in and want to do, but the biggest thing is education. Having a head start on life is nothing like being accredited and being able to have the credentials to reach your goals without giving anyone an excuse of why you can't have an opportunity that's suited for you, and the best way is to be prepared.
Mm-hmm. Now, you've traveled plenty of places in your life, but can you tell us one place where you would consider going back to, or a place you haven't been that you would love to go to?
One place I consider going back to would be Dubai. I enjoyed myself in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi, in that area. I've had the pleasure of going there a couple of years ago, and it was an amazing place. We didn't get a chance to spend that much time there, but I enjoyed the time that I did have, and I want to see more of it and more of Abu Dhabi, so definitely there. But more than anything, I would say Africa. I have yet to be to the African continent, so I've traveled all around the world, but except for Africa. So I would definitely say Africa is probably one of the main places on my list. I want to see as much of the country as I can. I would love to spend maybe a month just in Africa, just being a tourist.
All right. Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
Well, that just about wraps it up for another interview with Power 30 Teens, 5 Questions with Tiffany. For more information on following up with Carlos McCullers, you can contact him at
Carlos at thechemist.me, and that is also the website is thechemist.me.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.